with your host, Unprofessional. Time zone appropriate greeting to you, and in this video we'll be looking back at the interview that myself and Craig of old Gitz Paintworks did for the Adeptus Terra Podcast, detailing how and why we started the Fresh Force Challenge. So, without a moment to wait, let's begin.
Right, so welcome back from the Whispers of the Webway segment. I'm here with OG Paintworks, or Old Gitz Paintworks. I don't know the full name of how you like it to be said, so either or. Sorry?
Yeah. No, I was going to say either or is totally fine, sorry.
Either or. So OGP. OGP. I like OGP. That's pretty
Done.
good. And then
That's pretty good.
we're here with Matt from the Unprofessional Hobbyist and also Wooden Spoon Gaming. Say hello, Matt.
Hello, Matt.
Yeah, see, I love it when that happens. And they are collectively my Whispers of the Webway choice for this month. And they were doing something really cool. And I saw it on Instagram on Matt's page, on the Wooden Spoon Gaming page originally, and kind of was a bit like, oh, this is quite cool. And when I think I saw it cross-pollinate onto Facebook, and I was like, actually, that's something that would be really good for our community. So I'm going to get them to talk about it rather than me ramble on and talk about it and try and explain what it is. But first, let's meet them and who they are. Let's start with Matt from the Unprofessional Hobbyist / Wooden Spoon Gaming.
What to say about me? I'm Matt. I'm now 33. I've been in the hobby now 20 years.
That's a very long time.
Yes, ever since my friend David, who's also part of Wooden Spoon Wargaming, he brought in his brother's dirty book from he found it under his bed. And it basically was a second ed rule book.
Oh, right. Okay, not the other kind of book.
Straight away, I fell in love with the hobby ever since then. Then that Christmas was the time when it went from second ed to third ed, which was so much easier.
Okay.
The rules got more simplified. They brought out brand new Space Marine kits and Dark Eldar, which my brother got and then stopped playing. And ever since then, off and on, as everyone does, girls got in the way in university and work, because I work away a lot. So then recently I've been getting back into it. My painting's improved from watching YouTube videos and listening to podcasts like yourself, and really just trying to be positive with the hobby, you know? The community goes through a lot, especially with internet rages and scandals. So just trying to be positive. I started the Unprofessional Hobbyist Instagram account where every day I'd try and go through 10 people's accounts and just write, hey, great work, how do you do that? And that's just keeps people going, I think. And then recently started Wooden Spoon Wargaming with two of my friends from school, David, the original supplier of the Dirty Book, and Sean, who we're also at school with. And we went to the SN Battle Reports GT in Gibraltar, which was an amazing experience.
I hear their tournament or their event is meant to be next level kind of good, especially being in Gibraltar. For me, that'd be like a mini holiday.
Yeah, well, that's what we did in the end. The tournament was from the Friday till the Sunday, and we stayed there until the following Friday.
Oh, okay.
Just to explore Gibraltar itself and go to the Rock, go up and see the Barbary Apes, go into Spain for a couple of hours.
Run
and
back quickly.
Yeah. There's not much to do in the linear.
Abandoned Spain. I mean, we don't have many listeners in Spain, so this is fine. I mean, looking at the numbers, it's fairly low, so we're okay. Cool. So, what was the what made you want to start Wooden Spoon Wargaming?
It was just basically a way that we wouldn't play each other in the first round, because if you're in a group and you're grouped together, you can't play each other in the first round. Okay. So then after that, it's done on rankings. So that's how we started it, and we just had a laugh and carried on. Now we've got T-shirts. I'm getting dice made up at the moment. We've got cups sorted out, and we're looking at doing our own little small 16-man tournament next year. So
okay, cool.
It's going to be something interesting. It's just taking it more narrative play, having open missions, not the smash face competitiveness.
Okay, no, I like that. I'd be interested when you get your merch on the go. Definitely would be interested in that. Cool. So basically, it was a way for you to game the system and not play each other in the first round of tournaments, and it kind of just escalated from there.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
No, okay. It's basically how most things start, like podcasts. That was just so we could chat to each other and make sure we saw each other when Matt had a baby, and then 5 years later we're here. So it's all escalates. Cool. So Old Git Paintworks, which actually, thinking about it, I don't actually know your real name.
I'm actually Craig.
I mean, does he look like a Craig? We could do it. We need something with OG in it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's either I'm known by Craig or most people call me Argyle.
Okay.
But the whole old Gits thing, I feel like an old Git because like Matt, I've been in the hobby for quite a while, probably about 25 years now. I'm also in Canada, by the way.
That's
so
the accent,
over here,
right? That's where the accent comes from.
Oh, there it is. Exactly. Whereas I don't notice it, right?
No.
But I've been involved, with the hobby probably since about 94, 95. So kind of smack in the middle of second edition. And like Matt, it was that one friend who brought in, it was a Citadel Miniatures catalog. I think it was the new one for 95 with Asmodee on the front. And he originally lived in Crystal Palace and then moved to Ontario when he was about 12. So he brought all his kit with him. And I'm in shop class in high school, and I look over, I'm like, Dan, what the hell is that? And the rabbit hole started there. And, it's blossomed into being able to work for Games Workshop over here for about 3 years, managing a shop, and then just always painting, commission painting. And now I'm lucky enough to help the community grow through Old Gitz Paintworks on Instagram and Facebook.
So is it Instagram and Facebook the best way for people to go look at your work, or?
I'd say Instagram. Most of what I do is Instagram focused. I just find it a better medium for what we do as hobbyists.
Okay.
And there's less distraction.
Yeah, I mean, so I do think Facebook can be quite toxic with people's opinions and conflicting opinions and negativity. So I really like Instagram because actually I genuinely find that people are more positive on Instagram than through Facebook itself.
Yeah. It's also, I find too, on Instagram, because it's more focused, you don't have to sift through absolutely everything to get those things you're really looking for and really excited about. Like you said, your friend down the street, oh, I had a horrible experience at this restaurant, or, oh, hey, look at my kid was born, or I'm going to this crazy thing, or, oh, here's this political meme. And on Instagram, you can really sort through everything and kind of follow who you want to see. And there's no hard feelings. But like you said, it's a very supportive, close community. And, we're very connected, even though we're so far apart in some cases.
Well, of course. How did you two, well, meet? Because I'm assuming you haven't actually met. But how did you two get involved in this whole thing together?
Well, I mean, Matt, it's up to you if you want to speak to this, because I mean, this is kind of your brainchild. I'm just lucky enough to be brought along for the ride.
Yeah. It basically started as Craig posted a picture on his story on Instagram about how should I paint my Primaris Marines, and I said, oh yeah, I've got some lying around as well. Let's do a inter-page challenge, painting Primaris Marine, because everyone's got them lying around because there's been 7 different box sets now, Primaris Marines.
Yeah.
So then we just spoke back and forward for that a couple of times. And then Craig came up and said, hey, let's open this up to the community. I was like, yeah, brilliant. Let's do this. Let's make a challenge. Craig created the hashtag and we carried on with that. A little bit of planning, what should we include, stuff like this. And then I've been playing around with a video editor because I'm trying to get a YouTube channel sorted out. And the video was made and boom, that's it.
So you legitimately challenged a commission painter, ex-GW employee whose paint skills are far superior, mainly because they were paid to paint for a long time.
Well, you do have the benefit, right? 8 hours brush time every day.
I mean, that would be, if I ever worked for GW, my soul would be crushed. I mean, would definitely be able to paint better. I did actually apply for a job at GW in there, but it was up in Nottingham at their head office in their IT department. So kind of IT, kind of GW. But sadly, they said I couldn't work from home permanently because I didn't want to move to Nottingham. So
I would do it in a heartbeat, personally.
Really?
I really would. I would work for the company again in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Even like in the mailroom or something, I would do it in a heartbeat.
From speaking to the employees there, even when you're sort of sitting in Warhammer World and you're not watching people while you eat food, because that's really creepy, but when you see people around while you're eating food, and the employees like behind the bar genuinely look really happy to be there. Like, and most people in the UK are pretty miserable at bars and in their workplaces, but they were really happy. Cool. Right. So could you talk me through the hashtag spread the hobby love?
Sure. It was actually something that, actually this month I started a year ago, just totally non-assuming, because I reached out to another painter, just asking about a certain technique or how he got the certain effect on the one model. And it was actually a Chaos Marine. And I was really, really, really intrigued about his OSL, or his one source lighting, that he did without an airbrush. So he used like a series of glazes and washes, and kind of used Lamian medium as this magic voodoo to make the paint manipulate the same as you would through an airbrush.
That's insane.
And so I basically tagged his post, made a post, and I basically was just trying to say thank you for spreading the knowledge, spread the hobby love. Because for me, I've always been happy to impart whatever knowledge that I have to someone if they really want it. Sure. Like I don't say by any stretch that I'm a paragon of any certain skill or detail, or, fully knowledgeable about anything, but I'm happy to do what I can to help you. And hopefully that information that you have now, you're able to give on to someone else. Right. So it's kind of like a ripple effect. Right.
Okay. Cool.
So I just kind of created it non-assuming, again, just because I just wanted to express how I felt. And then it kind of clicked. I'm like, well, why don't I help other people learn about these great artists that maybe a lot of people don't know about? And so I started the initiative on Saturdays, where I post something in my story just saying, here, send me this emoji back. Anyone who replied, it could be 5 people, it could be 150 people. I made sure that their work that I thought was awesome, at whatever level of painting or skill they had, was truly put out there. Because for one, they took the time to respond to my story, but at the same time, everyone has merit in their work. And because this is, I think, is a passion driven hobby, 100%, right? Like any art is, it's a life of passion, and we all love what we do. It's just some of us are lucky enough to be able to have, different skills to allow us to do different things at different levels quicker. And that's it, right? Like it's all attainable by anyone. Like we can all paint at the same level. We just have different stages to get there. So I just wanted to help other people realize that too, right?
No, I really like that. I think it's really good to certainly I find through Instagram stories, I find other people's work, and I do on Instagram you can follow hashtags. So I follow a lot of like 30K Heresy Marines, those kind of stuff. So where I've been choosing between Blood Angels and White Scars, I've been following them quite closely, and I definitely think, like we were saying earlier, Instagram for inspiration is definitely the way forwards. I think it is very easy though to kind of beat yourself up a bit with how good some people's work is on Instagram, and be like, oh man, I'm never going to be able to do that. But I think it's a good way to get more ideas. So all of the skin on my Gene Stealers I painted last month, that came from seeing a Gene Stealer, just a Gene Stealer hybrid model on Instagram, and thought, actually, that's a really cool way of doing skin, and I'd definitely give that a go. And getting into airbrushing, and that's insane that guy can do that kind of style without an airbrush, for one. And kind of trying to learn that kind of skill myself through an airbrush. And Instagram is definitely that Instagram inspiration. So cool. I definitely will be trying to get involved and spread the hobby love as much as possible when I see it pop up on my feed. So if people want to get involved, then just obviously head over to Instagram. It's /og.paintworks. If you're on your browser, if not, just search old Gitz Paintworks or OG Paintworks, and that will come up. Or I will, after this, go and follow from the Adeptus Terra Podcast, and then people can go find it that way as well. Cool. So let's get on to the main affair of why we are here. So your challenge that you set, your it started off with Primaris Marines, but I don't think it's just Primaris Marines, because obviously there's lots of new kits out now. So who can take me through what it is and how I can get involved?
Yeah, so Fresh Force Challenge 2019 is basically that. A lot of us have got models lying around. As I said before, there's been multiple Primaris boxes with other armies included, like Wake the Dead had Eldar in it. The original box set had Chaos Space Marines in. You've got the Conquest magazines as well, which have been a massive hit for GW, especially in the UK. And now they're going abroad. So it's just trying to clear people's backlogs of just piles of plastic which are sat lying around where they're like, it's not worth me doing this because it's not an army. But our challenge basically is 2 HQ, 3 troops, boom, you're done. Between the 1st of April and the 1st of October, that's the minimum you've got to do. But obviously people I've seen, especially now, we've got a lot of participants who are going over and over this. There's like started doing heavy support, started doing fast attack. There's some beautiful examples. You just have a look on Instagram on the hashtag Fresh Force Challenge, and you can see people's work. There's lots of Marines at the moment from the Shadow Spear box set. There's a beautiful Chaos Demons army being painted up at the moment. And just come and get involved. That's all you got to do. Just Instagram, Fresh Force Challenge is the hashtag, and follow me and old Gitz Paintworks, and we'll lead the way.
So it's two HQ and 3 troops as a kind of like the advice. This is where you should start type challenge. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Because that starts as a battalion. That gives you what you need.
Okay, cool. And is it does it have to be from on sprue, or can it be kind of like, well, I've started my HQ? Does that count, or do I need to base in black and start again?
No, of course not. No. We're not like this. It has to be a photo taken on the sprue. Even though I've done it myself, Craig's done it himself. But a lot of people have said, "Hey, I've got 1 HQ already painted. Can I join in?" Of course you can. Because it's not about the elitist nature of this is a painting competition, and after it you'll win $1 million. Because Craig hasn't got $1 million to give people.
Well, not anymore. I've spent it on models.
I do. I did. I was looking. Oh well, I've got a cupboard full of my models, and I was standing there looking at it the other day, and kind of thinking, I just don't count how much is there. Like when you start getting into the Forge World Knights, you're like, oh no, stop counting. But okay, cool. So I can go get involved. I can go take a photo of what I've got and what I want to paint, and or what I'm planning on doing. Put it on Instagram. Is it just Instagram, or are we doing Facebook as well?
It's mainly Instagram, but obviously, like a lot of us cross post, right? Like you auto have it feeded to your Twitter or whatever, right? Your Pinterest. But it's I think it's mainly focused on Instagram because of the hashtag nature, right?
Yeah, it makes it easier to find. Like while we're talking, I've just gone and found all of the photos you were talking about, the Chaos Demons and the that's a cool one with the chain wrapped around the Primaris Psyker. Anyway, sorry, getting distracted. So Instagram preferred. We then go there, take a photo of what I've got and post it. And then is it every month I need to do it, or is it kind of like an update post every month, or kind of?
I think it's up to the hobbyist, right? Like we all have different schedules. We all have different times that we can sit down, whether it's an hour a day, whether it's a whole day, whether it's 2 days a week. Some of us are really fortunate where we get to paint a lot more than others. And I think that's why Matt and I put on the time limit of 6 months. Okay. Because it's an attainable challenge. Yeah. And, some armies, a troop's choice could be 40 models, whereas Primaris is 5.
Okay.
So that way it leaves it open. So that way we're all in level playing field. We all have that motivation from everybody taking part, trying to get their piece done. But like Matt said, we want that core at the end, right? Like those 2 HQ, those 3 troops, that foundation of an army that not only you could take to your shop and say, hey, let's play a game, and it's a legal battle ready army, but you also have that fundamental core of your force. So that way, when you go and expand it, you can build and be a little bit more flexible in the end, and be able to kind of include anything. So it's I think that's kind of the premise, right? Cool. But it doesn't have to be like a mandated once a week post. I've seen people do it daily. Honestly, they've been getting some fantastic progress. Myself, I've only been able to do a couple posts because I've got a lot else going on, right?
Yeah, no, of course, absolutely. And it's good that it's that kind of minimal pressure. I know certainly one of our friends, Tim, he won't mind me saying, he finds it really difficult to find time to be able to pick up the brush or the models to be able to build them. And actually, he really struggles with going, as soon as you go, let's do it in 6 months, he kind of gets a bit, I don't know if I can do it in 6 months, because it's that kind of commitment. But actually, if it's completely... at the end of the 6 months, it doesn't happen. What have you really lost? It's not like you're paid to enter a competition or anything. So, but I think it's great. It's a no pressure, sorry, apart from the accountability of people posting on Instagram. kind of ability to start a new army or build on your existing one. Cool. No, I really like that. So if people want to go see it, it's the Fresh Force Challenge hashtag on Instagram. They can go and find OG Paintworks and Unprofessional Hobbyist on Instagram as well, and also on Facebook. So if you're not on Instagram, which some might not be, get on Instagram and then go and give us a like. And if not, then go to Facebook and you can find the Unprofessional Hobbyist, the Wooden Spoon Wargaming. That's right, isn't it? I'm not.
That's right.
Yeah, Wooden Spoon Wargaming, and is it Old Gitz on Facebook, or is it still OG Paintworks?
You can find it either way. OG Paintworks, Old Gitz Paintworks.
Cool. Okay, and so go and find them on Facebook, Instagram, and get involved. Really. And what I'll do as well is when we do the post when this episode goes live, I'll tag you both in that post on Facebook, and then hopefully cross-pollinate that onto Instagram. And hopefully it all works out and technology doesn't fail me like it does most months. So we're going to move on to the next segment of the show, which is whatever the next segment of the show is, because I've forgotten. So that's it. Let's say goodbye. Bye.
Bye, Sam. I don't know why I'm waving.
Well, I can see you. That's fine. The people at home,
I'm waving too, all the way from Canada. I got to wave harder though, because I got to go further.
It is further. Thank God for it's the underground cable, right? That goes from Canada to the UK for your internet.
Yeah, that, and I got the jet stream, so the wind will help.
The wind will definitely help. Where in Canada are you? Sorry, just as a complete side point.
I'm actually an hour west of Toronto. I'm in Hamilton, Ontario.
So of course I have a Google Maps up. Okay. Now west. Okay, so you're kind of near the US then, ish.
Kind of, sort of. I mean, if I try hard enough, I could probably see him across the lake.
But then why would you want to ruin a good view across the lake? We are actually going to say goodbye now. So like I said, if you want to find these great guys work on Instagram, go check them out. I'll link everything in our show notes anyway. And we'll be right back with the next segment.